Welcome back to Between the Lines. Today we've had an exciting exchange with Dr. Derek Morris, the author of The Radical Prayer. There are some additional products that are available to you, and of course we've already talked about how you can obtain those. But Dr. Morris, would you take us through what these products are and just share with our viewers what they can do with them, how they can use them?
Well, Samuel, I believe that this message is so important, and Jesus is longing to return, so wants us to join him in his harvest work, that we need not 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 groups, but we need 10,000, maybe times 10,000 groups. So we put together a consumer DVD, which is a 2 DVD set, which has the 6 presentations that I did for the Hope Channel. It's a presentation of about half an hour. People can download the free study guides from theradicalprayer.com. And we've launched more than 3,000 groups just in the past couple of months. So my prayer is that would be multiplied many times over, whether you're in a large church like Dwight Nelson at Pioneer Memorial Church or Patmos Chapel in Orlando, or whether you're just in a home inviting some family and friends to join you. So this DVD resource with the free study guides can help people to get into this message and then have thousands of groups around the world crying out to God, giving him permission to throw them out into his harvest.
Then you also have an audio book. So let's talk about that for just a
Well,
minute.
I did that for the men. I'm sure that it would be good for everyone, but some men don't like to read quite as much, and certainly many are traveling a lot, whether in a car or on the airplane. They can put that onto their iPod. And I'm sure there are many ladies who use it too. But it's just me reading the Radical Prayer book. I actually have that on my iPod, and whenever I travel, I listen to it again because this is such an important message. I want to live what Jesus is asking me to do here.
And Dr. Morris, you said that some people are actually afraid to pray this prayer because it is so powerful.
I have had even spiritual leaders come and say, I understand what you're saying, that we're beginning to pray like we've never prayed before, literally beg the Lord of the harvest to throw out laborers and give him permission to begin with us. But what's going to happen to me? I know God's not going to throw me out as in throw me away, but what's going to happen? I mean, it could change my safe little world. And my response is, we're still here. Jesus wants to come back, and we're so comfortable, and yet the harvest is great. So what I've done in my own life is I've said, I am going to pray on a daily basis as part of my prayer time and just really continue to cry out to the Lord of the harvest to throw me out. And that's where, in my own life, I've seen amazing miracles happen.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, one of the things that happened, Samuel, just a few months ago, I received an invitation to go out to Vancouver, Washington, to hold a citywide meeting. And that's totally out of my comfort zone. I've been a local church pastor, held meetings in a local church. I've been a university professor, but I'm not Mark Finley or C.D. Brooks or Ron Halverson. So my first response was, you need to ask a famous evangelist to go and hold this big meeting in a city. But as I thought about it, I thought, I prayed the radical prayer. I gave the Lord of the harvest permission. And he's not going to throw me out into a ministry in his harvest field where I won't be fruitful. And so I had to get past what I talk about in the book, feeling like a lamb in chapter 4. Lambs don't wake up going, I'm the strongest animal in the field. They don't feel particularly strong or particularly wise. They feel rather frail and in need of care. But Jesus said it's okay because he's the good shepherd. So I prayed this prayer, ended up thrown out to Vancouver, Washington. And out of that one meeting, not only, we had about 50 people make decisions for baptism. You might say, well, that's not very many people. But God is now working that we can have 10,000 study groups grow out of that new series called The Radical Teachings of Jesus. So I constantly find myself amazed when I really cry out and am attentive. But it's not just happening for me. At Forest Lake Church, where I have the privilege of serving as one of the pastors, we're seeing this multiply hundreds of times over.
Well, I want you to know that the radical prayer obviously is making a difference in your life. You've testified to that, the joy that you exude, the difference that comes as a result of your wife's newfound ministry and support, which actually not only expands your family, but touches people's lives around the world.
right.
These three products are not meant to just be something that's beneficial for the church alone, but also for you, even if you don't have a church home. You can say, I want to be a part of this. Obviously, Christ came, died for me, and because of that, I want him to make a difference in my life personally.
That's right.
And then I also want him to use me so that I can be effective in reaching others. It's going to move you out of your comfort zone. It's going to possibly unsettle you. But remember, Jesus is the bishop of our souls anyway. He will take care of you. That's our promise. That's his promise. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast.
This program was brought to you by the Hope Channel Network, thanks to the generous support of viewers like you. In the United States and Canada, call 1-888-4-HOPE-TV. That's 888-446-7388.